Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hello. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Ram, Hare Hare.
So wait is over. Loudly. Okay. Hare Krishna. Please settle down. Wait is over now. Please sit down. My request is please accept my humble request. Please sit down wherever you are. Hare Krishna. एक मिनट अभी Hare Krishna, Mataji. Please settle down. Please sit down. Come forward. We have plenty of space here. Is it okay? So thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you. So in this material world, we know that nothing we receive without difficulties. So today we did tapasya. Flight got delayed by 1 hour. So sorry for that. But now this is the nectar. Now finally, Maharaj Ji is with us. So let's do welcome by saying, welcome him by saying Hari Bol 3 times. Hari Bol!
Hari Bol!
Hari Bol!
Hari Bol!
Hare Krishna. So I would request Gita Mataji to introduce Janardana Swami Maharaj Ji to everyone. I know few of us, we know him and we, so still I would request Gita Mataji to introduce him.
Hare Krishna. Okay. We would like to welcome His Holiness Bhakti Anugraha Janardana Swami Maharaj. We are very, very fortunate to have his darshan today and we'll hear from him. Maharaj is an authorized initiating guru. He's a senior disciple of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, who is a disciple of Srila Prabhupada. Maharaj first encountered Srila Prabhupada's books in 1977 in the Philippines and developed a deep interest in Krishna consciousness. And then he came fully into Krishna consciousness in 1984 in Toronto, Canada, and later moved to India, dedicating his life to devotional service. Maharaj received his sannyas diksha in December 2013 and has been serving ISKCON Vrindavan for over 20 years, including as Vice President and member of the Vrindavan Executive Board. Maharaj is a profound speaker, inspiring Kirtaniya and compassionate guide. He has been preaching globally and in India uplifting countless souls with the nectarian wisdom of Krishna consciousness. So we are very, very fortunate that Maharaj agreed to come to Louisville, Kentucky for the first time. So let us all welcome him with very, very loudly chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Let's go. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you, Maharaj, for coming. Hare Krishna.
Make this a little, yes. You do this parallel to this. Then it will, like this. Yes. Simple engineering, you see? It will not go. Hurry, hurry. Okay, that's good. Thank you. Here we go. Srila Prabhupada Ki. We're very happy to be amongst you all this evening. This is a privilege for me to see such many serious devotees. Coming here is not so easy. I mean, you have to fly to come here. Some of you maybe you drove, but it's our first time, and hopefully it's not the last one. We just came from Baltimore, Washington area. We had a very wonderful Ratha Yatra, Festival of the Chariots, having Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra been worshipped by over 1,000 devotees yesterday. So, yes. Do you have Ratha Yatra here? Very soon? This summer month is Ratha Yatra month for the next 2-3 months. And it's a world famous festival Srila Prabhupada has brought from India. The Lord of the universe being worshipped all over the world. and especially in Jagannath Puri, where it originated thousands and thousands of years ago. So hopefully, once you'll have once you invite the Lord of the universe, so I'm sure he will also give his darshan to the citizens of Kentucky, Louisville, Kentucky. So I'm going to chant a little bit and then we'll speak on the Bhagavad Gita as it is. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Giri Paratari Gopi Jana Vallabha Giri Paratari Yasodanandana Vraja Janardana Yasodanandana Vraja Janardana Yamuna Tira Panachari Yamuna Tira Panachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Yasodanandana Vrajanjana Yasodanandana Vrajanjana Yasodanandana Vrajanjana Yamuna Tira Panachari Yamuna Tira Panachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Sri Radhe Jaya Radha Madhana Mohan Radha Madhana Mohan Sri Radhe Jaya Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Sri Radhe Jai Radha Gopinatha Radha Gopinatha Sri Radhe Jai Radha Shama Sundar Radha Shama Sundar Sri Radhe Jaya Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram Jaya Gauranitai 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 Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada Nitai Go Haribo 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 Go Haribo Nitai Go Krishna Premanande Hare Krishna. So, as we mentioned earlier, we're going to speak on Bhagavad Gita as it is. This is the book that Srila Prabhupada has written. Oh, first of all, when he first came to North America, he brought with him the Shrimad Bhagavatam, first canto, first 3 volumes of the Shrimad Bhagavatam. And Prabhupada also has written the Bhagavad Gita as it is in India, but somehow or other, the Bhagavad Gita was exchanged with some tea biscuits by his wife. So Prabhupada has given an ultimatum to his wife, tea or me? And the wife chose the tea. So unfortunately, it's not good for the wife because Prabhupada ultimately he decided later on to take the renounced order of life, the sannyas, and then he started writing again the Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is the universal knowledge It's not just meant for the Hindus or those who live in India, because in those days, the other side of the Sindhu River, they cannot pronounce properly Sindhu, and they mention Hindu. So they call the people on the other side of the Sindhu River as Hindus. Um, but it's a book of knowledge which is meant to give us enlightenment, especially in Kali Yuga. So the second one was stolen, second manuscript. That means the second edition. The first edition, the first one, Prabhupada is gone. Second one is gone again. It was stolen at the Bowery when Prabhupada was staying in Lower East Side in New York. How many of you have been to New York? Haribo, yeah. The greatest city in the world. Prabhupada specifically has chosen New York instead of London. He was supposed to go to London, but then he decided, let me go to New York. Let me go to US. Because New York is like, the best place, the best customers. So, but then again, it was stolen. And then he wrote again. So the one that we are reading is, you may say, the third time that Prabhupada has written. But then it's been edited. But there is still the original copy of 1972 edition, the Macmillan, after that. So, yes, Bhagavad Gita appears especially from the book called Mahabharata. How many of you have Bhagavad Gita at home? Haribo, 99%. So my next question is, how many of you read Bhagavad Gita every day? Well, less than 5%. So now I hope that after today, you'll open up your Bhagavad Gita every day. We have excuse me, I have a little cold cough. Is there something inside? Okay. So we have a saying in our movement, a sloka a day keeps Maya away. Especially the Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita is not just a philosophical book. It is the heart of the Mahabharata. Mahabharata means the ancient history of Bharat, Varsha. The whole planet was called Bharat after the king called Bharat Maharaj. And 5,000 years ago, there was this great battle in Kurukshetra. And it is still there, in Jyotisar specifically. And we have, now we're having, this could be the last project of our Guru Maharaj as an offering to Srila Prabhupada. We have a Krishna Arjun temple being under construction right now, and hopefully it'll become completed in a year or two. How many of you have been to Kurukshetra? Kurukshetra? Yes? It's about how many hours from Delhi? 3, 4 hours? Huh? 2.5. Okay. 3 with the traffic. Yes. You have been to Kurukshetra? Yes? Very good. It's a holy place. So 5,000 years ago, there was a war between the Kauravas and the Pandavas. There are the same family coming from the Yadu dynasty. But somehow or other, because the war entails how the Dharma or the religion, that is the closest meaning of Dharma. Prabhupada has given an example of sugar is sweet. You cannot separate sweetness from sugar, or heat and light. You cannot separate. So similar to Dharma, I was hearing a lecture of Srila Prabhupada this morning. It is my daily sadhana to hear Prabhupada's lecture. In YouTube, you'll find so many lectures of Prabhupada. Yes. He says that real Dharma is that process whereby one can achieve love of God as soon as possible, quickly. It's not that the same religions that we have, what we call today, like Christianity or Mohammedanism, Buddhism. What else? So many isms. Isms means idealism. And the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is like the higher study of spiritual knowledge, says that nowadays the so-called religion is cheating religion. Really help to develop and transform oneself into become a devotee of the Lord. Our Dharma, that means the Dharma, the religion of the living entities, especially in human form of life, is to love, serve Krishna. That is our duty. You cannot separate from the living entities that nature to serve God. And Prabhupada says that our main disease is that we have forgotten Krishna. It's like a person having a disease called amnesia. You've heard of that before? Amnesia? How about dementia? Yes. How about Alzheimer's disease? That is like a different degree or degrees of forgetfulness. That one is not recognizing who am I? Who am I? Am I this body? The first person I was mentioning that this afternoon to the young children here. The first person in the world who gave this knowledge, this information, Srila Prabhupada, that we are not this body. We are spirit souls. We're neither American or Hindu or Indian or Chinese or Filipino. No, we're not this body, we're spirit soul, and my eternal nature is to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that's why we suffer, misidentifying this body as the self. Now, if we know who is God, our eternal Father. All of us has one common Father. Of course, I have my own biological father. He has his own father, and his father's father's father, father. And every one of us, it will come to the point that there is one common father. Aham bija prajapita. I am the seed-giving father of all living entities, because everyone comes from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We are all fragmental parts and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So 5,000 years ago, this knowledge was given by Lord Krishna to Arjuna in the battlefield to reestablish the principles of religion, to again, to remind us the purpose of human form of life. The purpose of human form of life is not just to eat, sleep, mate, and defend. The animal forms also are doing those kind of activities to enjoy, happy. Actually, the purpose of human form of life, but there are different types of happiness to the scriptures. There is a happiness, type of happiness that which tastes like nectar in the beginning, but in the end it tastes like poison. That is material happiness. Or there is a certain type of happiness in the beginning, it tastes like poison, but in the end, it still tastes like poison. But there is certain type of happiness that in the beginning it may taste very bitter, but in the end it will taste like nectar. Because of that forgetfulness of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and our relationship with Him, it's like we were talking again this afternoon, that the soul is embodied in this material form. This is like a dress that we change. When we die, then we have to take another form of body, either material or spiritual. And in material body means full of miseries and sufferings. Threefold misery. Miseries also that we suffer from our body. There's miseries also that is been inflicted upon us by other living entities, and there are also miseries that is been inflicted to us by natural way. No one is exempted. So the Bhagavad Gita explains about how we can be happy, not only on the weekends, but every day, at every moment. So how to do that? Because we are not supposed to be here in this material world, but we wanted to be happy, separate from God, separate from Krishna. So the material world was created. But we cannot experience such happiness because we're like fish out of the water. How can a fish be happy outside of the water or on the land? It's not possible. So the fish has to go back to the place of habitat, water, because aquatics are like that. So, but especially most of you who are, we call householders. householders, that means grihastas, or you have family. Everyone here belongs to a certain family. So the Bhagavad Gita says that we should think of Krishna all the time. Remember Krishna, remember God, and never forget Him in a favorable way. Because one can think of God. You must have heard of Kangsha, King Kangsha, yes? In the Krishna book, 10th canto. Kangsha also is thinking of Krishna every day, at every moment. There's never a time, there's never a second that Kangsha is not thinking of Krishna. But Krishna, knowingly, Kangsha, he knew that Krishna will be the source of his death. So he's always thinking of Krishna, how to kill Krishna. So there is no love there. According to Rupa Goswami, topmost bhakti, devotional service, is performed favorably. So how to think of Krishna every day, how to think of Krishna at every moment. Because again, we have forgotten Krishna, so therefore we have to remind ourselves of Krishna at every moment. Then we can be really happy. Real happiness means it is unending and it is always increasing. In the material world, happiness, there is a beginning, there's a middle, and there's an end. But in the spiritual world, everyone is always in bliss. That is the nature of the spiritual world. Full of knowledge, bliss, and eternity. In the material world, the nature of the material world is full of miseries, full of ignorance, and life is temporary. So if we want to attain that happiness, which never ends and is always increasing, going up and up and up. I was hearing a lecture again this morning. What is a sign of life? It's up and down. Yes? A sign of life is not like this. If it's like this, you've seen those when a person is sick and is about to die. You've seen that, what do you call that? ECG? ECG? It goes up and down, right? The pulse. So our life is ups and down. Is there anyone here whose life is always up, going up? Or going like this? No, if it's going like this, you're dead. Isn't it? Yeah, that's the one. When it says, beep, that's it. No more life. That means the soul is gone, transferred to another body. So while we are still in this body, life is going up and down. Sometimes we are inspired. Sometimes we're, what do you call, moody. When you say a person who is moody, what? Sometimes it's like, oh, so active, and sometimes, don't talk to me. That's a moody person. But a devotee of the Supreme Lord is always inspired because he is convinced, he is determined that what his path that he's treading to will definitely one day will lead him to go back home, back to Godhead. And that is our goal, not to take birth again in this material world. Being a householder, that means having family, It's not so easy. Family life means life of responsibility. You have to go to work, right? Now, children, you don't go work now, but later on, when you finish your education, you're going to go find a job also. You have to face that. Everyone has to do that. Well, except myself. This is my work. I don't go 9 to 5 job or a part-time job in the evening. Ah, because you have to earn for your livelihood to maintain your family. So the Bhagavad Gita says that how you can live in this world but not get entangled. It's like there is a saying in a Bengali saying. It says, when you go fishing, don't get wet. How is that possible? You're going to go fishing, but then you have to be careful not to get really fully wet. So while we are still having this material body, we should live in such a way that we don't get affected by the modes of material nature. Bhagavad Gita specifically mentions 5 subject matters. The jiva, that means us, the living entities, spiritual sparks, unique. Not one single person here has the same equal characteristics as the other one. Even Siamese twins, they maybe look exactly the same, but sometimes a twin, there's a boy and a girl. How is that? Twins. But completely different in nature. So Bhagavad Gita explains also who is God, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's why in the Bhagavad Gita, you will see this phrase, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. Bhagavan, that's Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo Matasmiti. Yeah, this I am. I am the source both of material and spiritual world. And I am seated in everyone's heart. Maya jakshena prakriti suyati sacharacharam. Yes. Aham sarvasya prabhavo. Matasmitir gyanang apuhanang cha. That he is the source of everything. Bhagavad Gita also explains what is prakriti. Prakriti means this material energy. And Bhagavad Gita says, that this material world is very difficult to overcome. And we can only overcome if we surrender unto Lord Krishna. Bhagavad Gita also explains about Kala, time. Time, I am the destroyer of everything. Nothing lasts here forever. We're going to die also one day, someday. For others, it is sooner or later. But we cannot determine that. This is according to our karma. That is the last message of the Bhagavad Gita. 5 topics. Karma. Karma means action. For every action that we perform, there is also an equal reaction. There is like a counterpart for everything that we do. If we do good things, then good things will come back to us. If we do bad things, sinful activities, then there is also a what you call hellish planets in the universe that one will get the reaction. So karma is a law of nature that is like there is a law here in the city of Louisville, Kentucky, that if we disobey the law, then there is a jail that we can spend some time. So the law of nature, no one is exempted. It says also that karma follows the living entity like his shadow. Sometimes the karma will act immediately, and sometimes karma will take some time to have its effect. So one must be very careful in one's action. It is in the human form of life to know what to do or what not to do. The scripture says, Atato Brahma Jignasa. Now that we have this human form of life, now is the time to inquire about the absolute truth. The animals, they cannot. They cannot understand what we're talking here. They don't have that capacity of receiving such knowledge. But in human form of life, we have that responsibility to understand. I can still remember when I was a young boy, around 14, 15 years old, I was asking, is there any life beyond here? Why am I suffering? Why is it that I don't see a lot of people? I've seen everyone not happy at all, not satisfied. I feel that I am not content. Something is missing. Is there life after death? If there is life after death, what is it? Is there any existence beyond what experiencing? So I was that what you call inquisitive, trying to find out all these things that actually, if we have come to that conclusion, this knowledge are all given in the Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita. Only 700 slokas, but it's filled with knowledge that can free us from the cycle of repeated birth and death. So yes, so how to do this now? Srila Prabhupada has given us a simple formula. Because life, especially in the West, is very, very very busy. But their busyness is not for self-realization. Their business is going to hell. Because they don't have that proper knowledge. They don't understand the purpose of human form of life. In India, specifically, they don't have to be told what is reincarnation, the cycle of repeated birth and death. They don't have to be taught what is karma. But Prabhupada says good karma is not good enough. There is a bad karma and there's a good karma. It's like our founder Acharya, Srila Prabhupada, says that good karma. Okay, where are you going? Okay, no problem. Give him. Because good karma, you still have to come back to receive the reaction. And one can reach up to Swargaloka. Swargaloka. That means the heavenly planets, where the sense of pleasure is far higher than what we are experiencing in this earthly planet. But then after some time, one has to come back again. So this is the cycle, going up and down, up and down. And only in the human form of life, especially in this middle planetary system, that we can realize, we can come to this conclusion. And one is fortunate enough when he meets a pure devotee of the Lord, like Srila Prabhupada. Without Srila Prabhupada, we will not be here today. We'll not be here and discussing this Bhagavad Gita as it is. So he gave a very simple formula that one should rise up early in the morning, perform sadhana, and especially those who have family, spend some time to read Bhagavad Gita or Srimad, even like say 15 minutes of very, very valuable time whereby everyone can be engaged in hearing and chanting the name, fame, form, qualities, and pastimes of the Supreme Lord. Offer your food to Krishna. This is a mystery. Sometimes our movement is called kitchen religion because there's always prasadam. We may not have in the very beginning taste for chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra because again, our Guru Maharaj will often say and quote from the Nectar of Instruction that we have this disease called ignorance. Sugar is sweet, but for a person who has jaundice, sugar will taste very bitter. I remember when I was a young boy, I contracted this disease. My skin turned to yellow, my eyes yellow, and when I taste sugar, I cannot taste it. It's very bitter. But the medicine is sugar, that eventually when you suck this rock candy called misri, then eventually the rock candy, which is the highest form of sugar, it'll become sweet. So similarly, we don't have taste for chanting because of ignorance. But actually, chanting is very sweet, is full of nectar. That even Rupa Goswami said, what is the use of or 2 ears. This is not enough. When one hears the name, fame, form, qualities, and pastimes of the Supreme Lord, that he will want to hear again and again and again. Or reading Srila Prabhupada's books. It takes some determination, some conviction to read Prabhupada's books. And the test of how we are making advancement in Krishna consciousness is we want to hear again and again these narrations of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and his eternal associates. So yes, prasadam. But we want prasadam, isn't it? No one falls asleep while having prasadam. Have you seen a person, maybe a kid, maybe really sleepy, but an adult or a grown-up, he will not sleep while having prasadam. So yes, before we eat, we should offer first to Krishna. Understanding that Krishna is the supreme proprietor. It's like for those who have family, you have a big house, as our Guru Maharaj will say. In America, devotees live like kings. Yeah, I was recently in Baltimore. Oh, it's a big house. Or in North Carolina. Oh, big lawn, backyard. You cannot have like this kind of house in India. I doubt it, unless you are a crorepati. Even a lakpati cannot have this kind of big house in India. Am I correct? It is. Or having 2, 3 cars? No. The most they have Marutis. But here, devotees drive like, Mercedes-Benz or... Or Tesla. Well, yeah. Yeah. Oh, no, I don't think so. You cannot drive in Kentucky, Lamborghini. You still have to follow the speed limit. So, whatever we have, whatever possessions we have, knowingly that actually this doesn't belong to me. I am just a caretaker and I should use this for the service of Lord Krishna and spreading Krishna consciousness. If somehow unfortunately, we have this mentality, wrong mentality, that whatever I have, I am the cause. I am the cause. I am entitled to this. I work hard for this, and therefore I will use it for my own sense enjoyment. Then what will happen? One will become more and more entangled in this material world. One will take birth in lower species of life, like cats and dogs. Guru Maharaj and Prabhupada will say. Who wants to be a cat or a dog? One time Prabhupada was giving a class in a university, and this university is known for having radical students. I believe this was in Hawaii. So one student raised his hand. What's wrong with having a dog's body next life? Prabhupada says, you have my blessings. Yes. Now that we have this human form of life, now is the time to inquire and understand the real purpose. to go back home, back to Godhead. So whatever we have, whatever possession we have, even our own children, doesn't belong to us. These children come along our way, it becomes part of our karma. Family life means everyone has somehow or other have what you call combined karma. Either you all have to suffer or rejoice or celebrate. But karma can be stopped. According to the Bhagavad Gita. Yes, karma can be stopped if we offer everything to Krishna. But Maharaj, how can I offer everything to Krishna? How is that possible? It's a matter of consciousness. Offering means understanding Krishna is the ultimate maintainer, enjoyer, and proprietor. That I'm just an instrument to serve Him. Instrument to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Just like, in India, you must have seen, how many of you have taken bath in Ganga? Oh, yes. Ganga is considered to be a holy river. It's a world touched by the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, Lord Vamana. So you must have seen in India when they take bath in Ganga, do they use soap? No. We have to do that here. We have to use body wash in America when we take shower, right? When we take bath. But in India, no, because they get purified externally and internally. And as a token of gratitude, they would take 2 poundfuls of Ganga water and offer back to Ganga. Have you seen that? Yes? Who says no? Well, you haven't been in Ganga, I'm sure. But that's how they do it. Why do they do that? Krishna? Yes. But does it make Ganga bigger? No, the Ganga water came from Ganga, right? So this should be our attitude as well. Whatever we have, give it back to Krishna. And the more we give to Krishna, the more we will receive. There's a saying like that in English, isn't it? Right? The more you give, the more you receive. And that applies especially to Krishna. It says that when we take one step towards Lord Krishna, Krishna takes 9 or 10 steps towards us. Krishna is more eager than us for us to go back home to Godhead than we do. No, we are in illusion. We think I can be happy here. We think that everything will be prosperous. We think that everything will become more smooth. That's illusion. Confirm. Is that Gaura Arati now? Huh? Okay. You don't have time. Time I am. Krishna. Only Krishna. Actually, we don't have time. We have 24 hours, but we're always thinking, I have time. We don't have time because we don't know when our life will end. Hmm? So, yes, when we offer back to Krishna what we have, then Krishna will shower more his mercy. One who knows how to utilize one's wealth, intelligence, beauty, strength, then the ultimate result is that one will not take birth again in this material world. This is the most important lesson that we can learn from the Bhagavad Gita. Hmm. Even though this material world is very difficult to overcome. Yes, I remember now that verse. Daivi hi isha gonamai mama maya duratyaya. Mam eya prabadyante mayam itam tarantite. This energy of mine is very difficult to overcome. It's like you're trying to cross over the ocean by swimming. Very difficult. But if you will be saved by a rescuer, a lifesaver, what you called it, like lifesaver, you're drowning and you're like in the lost and in the middle of the sea, then it'll be easy. Provided also because we always want the mercy of the Lord. We always want the mercy of a pure devotee, but we are follow their instructions. We're lazy to follow the instructions coming from the scriptures like the Bhagavad Gita. Ultimatum Lord Krishna has given to Arjuna, Sarva Dharman Parityaja Mam Ekam Sharanang Braja Ahang Twang Sarva Papebhyo Mokshasami Masucha. Just give up all your so-called religious activities. What these religious activities means following Karma Kanda section of the Vedas or Jnana Kanda section of the Vedas or Upasana Kanda section of the Vedas. And just surrender unto me. And do not worry. I will protect you. How does Krishna protect his devotees? Now, the protection doesn't mean one will not die or one will never die or not that one will have disease or not that one will grow old. That protection actually is that one will not take birth again in this material world. So he's asking us to surrender. Now, 500 years ago, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is none other than Krishna also came to inaugurate the Sankirtan Yagya, the Yuga Dharma. Actually, the originator of the Hare Krishna movement is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And following in the footsteps of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Srila Prabhupada has established this International Society for Krishna Consciousness to give facilities to its members to come have association from each other and be able to cultivate love for Krishna by reading his books, by following his instructions. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not ask want to surrender. He just asks, chant, dance, and take prasadam. It's the easiest way, the most practical way to go back home, back to Godhead. We just have to live our life accordingly. What are the teachings coming from Bhagavad Gita? Apply it to ourselves and be happy. What's keeping us from not doing it is because of our having other priorities. We are putting our own agenda, our self-interest in front of what Krishna or Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us to follow. So if one is intelligent enough, yagyay sankirtana prayar yajantihi sumedasa. If one has a little bit of intelligence, and I'm very, very happy to see many devotees here this evening, that you have that little intelligence to apply the process of Sankirtan Yagya in your life. So make your life successful. Take advantage of this facility that Srila Prabhupada is giving us, this Hare Krishna. Don't waste our time. There's a saying in English, time is money. Money, 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 sweeter than honey. But real time, the value of the time is using it for Krishna. Krishna's energy. This is time we don't see, but we can feel. We're getting old. Our eyes starting to be weakened. Our hair started to become gray or no more hair. These are the signs that old age is there. And one day we have to give up this body. But there is never a loss in the process. According to Bhagavad Gita, there is no loss or diminution in this process because it is eternal. It's like putting your money in the bank account to a very big bank, but there is a tendency also that it can go bankrupt. But putting in bhakti points by serving the Lord and his devotees through the 9 processes of devotional service, starting from hearing and chanting, remembering, worshiping the Supreme Lord in his Archa Vigraha form, Pada Sevanam, worshiping the Lord's lotus feet, become his devotee, his friend, serving him, offering prayers unto him, and ultimately surrendering, giving up oneself for Krishna, then one will go back home, back to Godhead. Or one does not have to wait at the time of death. He can live a life full of knowledge, bliss, and eternity, even in this lifetime. That means because the devotee never dies. He just continue on next life. Whatever activities we perform every day molds our future birth. That means whatever we're doing every day, it determines what we're going to be next life. So we should prepare for that moment whereby we'll be always thinking of Krishna, never forget Krishna, especially at the time of death. And this is what the Bhagavad Gita's special mercy. Bhagavad Gita none different than Krishna, giving us the process, giving us the way, and ultimately it gives us the final result. Yat gatvana nivartante taddama paramam mama. When one reaches that spiritual abode of mind, one will not material world. So this is the relevance of some. I have some more points, but time is running out. See, time is running out. Is there any question or comments? Maybe we can answer some question. Then we'll have Gaura Arati, more Kirtan. Any question? Where is Krishna?
Any- Hare Krishna.
Do you believe in Punarjanma?
Punarjanma? What is that, man?
I'm asking
Next
you.
life?
Yeah,
Reincarnation?
yeah. Do you believe?
Yes, yes.
How do you know?
Our praman, our evidence is the Bhagavad Gita. It's like, where is your child body? I don't see it, no?
Yeah.
Where is your child body, sir?
Child body is grown up.
Huh?
Child body is grown up to the.
How about the person inside? Is it the same?
There's no person inside.
How do you know?
He's the one who's.
Okay, let me kill you now then, because no one is there.
No one is inside.
No, there is.
Only Lord Krishna.
How
Only
no,
Lord.
no. How can you see? Tell me, how can you see?
Because Lord Krishna is
Tell me,
telling to
ask
see.
me, I'm asking you a question. How can you see?
Because Krishna is telling me to see.
No,
Yes.
no.
Yeah.
How about the blind person?
Yeah. He says, you are closing your eyes.
No.
Yeah.
I can tell you a story in Vrindavan. A blind person painted Radha and Krishna dancing. So how can he see?
I walk closing my eyes.
No. You're not answering
I
my
walk by
question.
Closing my eyes.
You're
too.
not answering my question, sir. You're
And
not
also
answering my
I
question.
I wrote a picture.
When you
With
sleep,
closing
where
my
do you
eyes.
go? Where do you go when you sleep? When you sleep, where do you go?
I do not go anywhere.
But your body is there, right?
Body is
So what is the difference between a dead body and an alive body?
well.
Well,
There is no Atma inside. That's
no.
why there is
What,
no Atma.
I'm asking you a question. What is the difference between a dead body and a live body? When my mother died,
Yeah.
her body is there,
Yeah.
but I know that she's not there also.
Well,
Well,
everybody you believe there is an Atma, right?
no.
So Atma is not inside. So he
Sir,
said,
you are speculating.
no.
What is your evidence? You are just saying nonsense. Well, I am
won't
saying.
say.
I am
will
saying.
never talk more.
I am
bad
not.
words.
I am not saying that I'm not. I'm not speculating. I'm just repeating what Bhagavad Gita says. You are speculating because you don't know what you're saying.
Yeah.
You are just making it up. When you die, sir, what happens to you? Let's say your son and you died, and he will say, "Oh, my father is gone." But your body is there. But why did he say, "My father is gone"? Who is gone? The soul. You are not Krishna.
Yeah.
You are not Krishna. Krishna is eternally young, 16-year-old boy. How come you're old right now?
Do I think I am old?
Look, your teeth are falling, your hair is gray, and your
Why
face
don't you
is
say
wrinkled. Your face is wrinkled. Look at this young boy. He looks young. His hair is blackish. You know, he has very nice, vibrant effulgence. You're old. The body is old. It's the same. It's like you change your clothes every day. The person is changing the clothes still remains the same. That is the soul. So when you die, you change a different clothing. It depends on your activities. Sometimes we've heard this phrase, hey, you're eating like a pig. Hey, you're sleeping like a bear. You know what's going to happen to them next life? A pig. Because they eat everything. The pig eats its own stool. Do you think that is tasty? Why don't you eat your own stool? See how it tastes. Huh? You are a spirit soul, my dear sir. If you believe that you are this body, fine. That is your belief. But truth never change. Truth is truth. Can you see the sun at night? Yes or no?
Yes, I see.
Where is the sun at night? Huh? No, sir. You cannot see the sun. No one sees the sun at night. Come on, sir. Don't be a fool. No one sees the sun at night. Be like an owl. You know an owl? Close the eyes in daytime. Does it mean there is no sun? No. How about the stork putting his head into the sand? No. Hare Krishna. I don't want to waste your time, sir. Any questions? Hey, give to the kid first. Give it to him first.
So I'm just curious, how was Krishna created?
How is Krishna?
Krishna created. He must have been created sometime around, right?
No. That's why he is God.
Then how did he come then?
That's why he is God. He's always there. He is source of everything. Janmadi asayataha. Everything emanates from him. If Krishna has a beginning, if Krishna has no beginning. He has no end. He is eternal. Krishna doesn't have a source. If God has a source, then he is not God. He cannot be called as God. God doesn't have a father or mother. In past times, yes. But ultimately, Krishna is as he is.